Hi everyone, I'm LordFrigid, and today I'm going to discuss the latest feature in KingsRoad, socketing, or as it is officially known, Enchanting. So, what is Enchanting? Well, the basic premise is that you take an item with sockets, stick some shards into it, and it will become more powerful. So before we get into Enchanting's more complex features, I'm going to address some questions that may have come up thus far, such as, what are items with sockets? Where do you get them? What are shards? And where do you get those? So to answer those questions, I'm going to take a quick look into my inventory here. And this item has one square socket as displayed under its stats. And I found this just wandering around Adamar's dungeon. And that's where you're going to be finding items with sockets. All gear drops will now have a chance to have sockets. Likewise, you can find these shards in the maps, just by killing enemies. And as you can see, there's a bunch of different types of them. The three main ones are circles, squares, and triangles. Or spheres, squares, triangles, I don't know, it's kind of up to you, preference-wise. In general, the triangle shards are based on offensive prowess, squares are kind of utility skills, and circles are defensive prowess. So that's a basic overview of shards and items with sockets. So now let's go talk to Sava here and figure out some more about Enchanting. So when you open her menu, you'll see that there's three options: socketing, fusion, and evolution. And I'm going to go over all three of these. Let's start with socketing. Now socketing is the basic action of sticking shards into your items. So first you want to choose the item you want to stick your shard into, and then you choose a shard to stick into it. For the sake of example, I'll just choose this Radiant of Thorn here, and when I click socket, this shard will get absorbed into my staff and grant it +1 thorns damage. Very impressive. Alright, so I'm done with that. So that's socketing. Next I'm going to talk about fusion. And fusion is pretty interesting. As you can see, each shard here has a level and needs XP to increase to the next level. I mean, that's generally how it works. But, so the way you increase the XP of your shards is through fusion. So first you choose the shard you want to level up, and as you can see here, these 6 slots opened up. And what that means is I can choose up to 6 other shards. Oopsies, I don't want to choose that one. I kind of like that one. Here we go. And when I click fuse here, these 6 shards on the outside will essentially become absorbed by this one in the middle, so it can gain experience. And that's fusion. One thing to note is that you can still level up your shards when they've become fused into items. Just like that. And then I can choose my shards, and I don't actually want to level that up, so yeah. Anyway. And finally, there's evolution. And evolution is pretty much what happens when your jewel hits max level, say, this one should be, yeah. It's at max level. So what can you do with a jewel that's at max level? Is it done? Probably not. Let's go into evolution here, and you can see that when I click this, I'm allowed to evolve it into the next rarity. So you can evolve fine shards into superior shards, and superior shards into epic shards, and epic shards into legendary. And the way you do that is through this evolution process. And when you click your jewel, it'll tell you here on the left, these 4 little circles here, what you need, the materials you'll need to evolve your shard to the next rarity. And if you don't know where to find any of these materials, just mouse over them and it'll tell you. An uncommon material used for jewel evolution found in breakables, or dropped from bosses in heroic and champion modes, or dropped from Malvoth in champion mode. And once you collect all these materials, when you can click evolve and it'll level up your shard to the next tier, I guess is the best way to put it. So it can gain levels again, and then once I hit the max level of 30, I'll probably need to evolve it into a legendary and level that all the way up. And that is evolution. So basically, you want to socket, your shards into your items, level up your shards through fusion, and once they've hit their max level for their current tier, evolve them into the next tier. And that more or less covers the basics of enchanting. I hope you found that helpful, and good luck with enchanting.